My name is Armand Bonanno. I'm the president-elect of the Exchange Club of Lawrence and the Andovers. Sean Devane is the current president, and this is our second annual Field of Honor. We have a tremendous group of volunteers that have helped with putting the flags up, and especially this year, we're very grateful to the town of North Andover for allowing us to do this with COVID.
So yeah, even doing this, it makes us feel a lot better, and also brings a good word out about Boy Scouting and the Scouting program, even in these times of where people aren't really as much active outdoors. And this is kind of a symbol of, hey, we're still doing stuff and we're still going strong.
It really shows how proactive the Scouts are in being able to work around rules and get ourselves into doing these kinds of great things for our communities.
We had this event last year where they put up 350 flags to commemorate heroes in the community. So folks can donate a flag to someone that they love, a loved one, or someone who's serving in some capacity, whether they be EMT, fire, first responder, police officer, active duty, military, reserve guard. They dedicate the flag, and then that money goes back into the community, the communities of North Andover, Lawrence, and Andover. And last year it was a one-week event. This year it'll be a two-week event, culminating on July 4th. Folks can come in on the 5th and pick up their flag that they've dedicated to somebody that they care for. So I just want to thank them. And you've got the Scouts out here. A lot of folks in the community came out to volunteer and help set up, and just an outstanding event. Outstanding.
Hi, my name is Eric Peterson. I'm a resident of North Andover, retired Navy, 24 years, Chief Warrant Officer. I was serving with Naval Special Warfare Group 2 and SEAL Team 8 on 9/11 when I had a training accident, broke my back. And I had emergency surgery, got me back on my feet, but I was never the same again. And like I said, I'm a resident of the town, and I take walks around the town common. And this is like one of my first times out since having a major surgery to repair my back. Finally, almost 20 years later, they get the technology to fix me. And I come out here and I see all these flags. And you know, it's been bad times out there in the media, and the horrible things happening in the cities, and to see this and to see what these guys did here, I mean, I cannot begin to tell you how grateful I am for what these guys have done to put these flags out here. And to be able to walk through this field and just feel the pride and the patriotism here, it's amazing. And I gotta say thank you guys for everybody put this together. It's a beautiful thing. It means everything to veterans like me. And I think about my brothers and sisters that I lost along the way here, and this is for them. This is beautiful. So again, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. I love you.
We are the Exchange Club of Lawrence and the Andovers, part of a national service organization. Our programs fall into the categories of Americanism, youth, including scholarships, community service, including our police officer, firefighter, and EMT awards, and the prevention of child abuse. This is our second annual Field of Honor. This year we have 500 flags on display, 150 more than we had last year. People have purchased flags and dedicated them to people who have served our country or our community. This year, dedications include people who have served on the front line of the pandemic that we have been experiencing. Because of the pandemic, we are not able to have a live ceremony to conclude our Field of Honor. Thanks to North Andover CAM for assisting us to record this virtual ceremony, which is airing on cable television today, July 4th, and will then be available on YouTube. So, the Exchange Club of Lawrence and the Andovers welcomes you to this virtual event commemorating Flag Day, which was in June, and commemorating Independence Day, and concluding our Field of Honor. We hope you have had time to walk through this spectacular field, take some photos, and feel good about our great nation, especially during this difficult time. Periodically throughout this ceremony, members of our Exchange Club will read the dedications that were received prior to this video recording. The names of all people for whom flags were dedicated will be listed in an upcoming edition of the Sunday Eagle Tribune. Let's begin, as we always do at Exchange Club events. For the Pledge of Allegiance, Bob Westcott, Exchange Club past president and the hardest working member of this event committee.
Good morning, and welcome to the Field of Honor. Part of the miracle of the American experiment and the great ideas that founded this nation is the idea of private property. And among our private properties are the rights that are protected by the Constitution. They belong to us personally. Along with them come great responsibilities to be great citizens and to guard and protect the ideas of the United States of America. When someone challenges your private property, including your rights, you have a right to redress. And each individual is personally responsible for the acts he takes. It is a wonderful balance, a wonderful formula that enables the greatest number of people possible to lift themselves up. In our system, the government is not responsible to lift you up. It is to be a partner in freedom so that you may perfect yourself to the greatest degree you find comfortable, pleasing, and spiritually satisfying. When we say the Pledge of Allegiance, we don't say white people pledge allegiance to the flag, or brown people pledge allegiance, or Italians pledge allegiance, or Irish pledge allegiance. We say, I pledge allegiance. It is a personal responsibility and part of our private property that we may freely dedicate ourselves to the principles of the United States of America. Please join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
In honor of Brendan Abel, thank you for your years of service to our country and for graduating. Good luck. Love, Gretchen and Charlie. In honor of all veterans, yours in Scouting, Troop 50, Georgetown, Mass. In honor of Freddie Amazar, Marines. Uncle Freddie, you are such an inspiration to us. All of the things you've had to overcome is admirable. Thank you for keeping us safe. Lef Bodney. In honor of Dr. Alex Baez, healthcare workers. Our family is very proud of Dr. Anis Baez for her 15 years of service in the Lawrence community, especially during these difficult times of the COVID-19 pandemic, that she makes herself available to support the needs of the community. Congratulations on a job well done. In honor of James Barry, Marines, Vietnam veteran, strongest man alive, we love you. In honor of Christopher Baker, our son Chris served as an officer in the United States Navy JAG. In honor of Thomas Barnes, Army, hero, father, husband, protector, so deeply missed in our hearts always, the greatest man we will ever know. In honor of Raymond Bowden, Army, thank you for your service, Headquarters, 540th Engineer, CBT, in World War II. In honor of Tara Bale, healthcare workers, medical surgeon nurse, Lawrence General Hospital, COVID-19 pandemic 2020. In honor of Thomas Beale, COVID-19 pandemic 2020. In honor of Preston Henry Butler, Navy. You are Preston standing. Keep standing. Have confidence in you, God. Love, Mom. In honor of Juanita Butler, healthcare worker, thank you for your years of service as a dedicated nurse with love, your family. In honor of John Carlson, served as United States Marine during World War II. John proudly fought and was wounded during the Battle of Iwo Jima. In honor of Kevin DiCavallo, Police Department, Kevin has been awarded the Haverhill Police Department's Employee Excellence Award for proactive policing and meritorious service. Congratulations and thank you for protecting and serving our community. In honor of Eugene and Gary Kale, Army, in honor of their services, Gene, U.S. Army, 1943 to 1945, Gary, U.S. Navy, 1977 to 2007. In honor of Neil Casey, U.S. Army, who proudly served his country in the U.S. Army and was deployed to Vietnam. In honor of Cole Palmer, Champion, U.S. Navy, Yale University graduate, left corporate finance and enlisted in the Navy, graduated SEAL training in February of 2020, now a SEAL medic school, a heritage of service lives in him. In honor of the Consiglio family, veterans, Salvatore Consiglio, Army, Mauro Consiglio, Air Force, Frank Consiglio, Army, Albert Costanza, Navy, Alan Costanza, Navy, Paul Angelico, Navy, Donald McCullen, Army, now serving, Mauro Frederick Consiglio, Army, SPF. In honor of Dan Coakley, Army, thank you for your service. In honor of Kevin Coakley, Army, thank you for your service. In honor of Michael Concannon, Police Department, proudly served the state of Massachusetts. In honor of Michael Conti, Police Department, proudly served the state of Massachusetts. In honor of Robert Conley, Army, United States Army, Vietnam veteran, from your loving daughter. In honor of Sergeant Cole Crummy, Army, Cavalry Scout, currently serving in the United States Army. Thank you for your service. In honor of James Daly, to a great friend, a wonderful husband, a patient teacher, a wonderful grandparent, and a great-grandparent, and an understanding person to all, we love you and miss you, Gramps. In honor of Osborne F. Day, U.S. Army, Patton's 3rd Army Battle of the Bulge. In honor of Eric Day, Navy. U.S. Navy Reserve, Petty Officer First Class. In honor of Frank Devon, Army. In honor of your service, Rangers, leading the way. In honor of Adrian Dearborn, you are our hero and a beacon of happiness in an uncertain and troubling time. Mom and I love you very much. In honor of John C. Doherty, Army. In honor of Andrew Doherty, Army. Served in 2004 to 2008 in Baghdad, South Korea, Kuwait, and the 116th SOAR Air Assault Badge. Bronze Star, thank you, Andrew, for your service. Keep strong and well blessings to you and proud. Mom, Linda, the Schrader family. In honor of John Doherty, Army. John served the U.S. Army from November 1964 to June 1969. He was awarded the Bronze Star, Purple Heart, with possibly 3 oak leaves clusters, National Defense Service Medal, numerous Vietnam Service Medals, Combat Infantry Badge, 3 overseas bars. Again, in honor of John C. Doherty, Army, U.S. Captain, Vietnam, 1966 to 1968. In honor of Vincent Doherty, Marines, with love and gratitude and memory of honor of Daddy, Lieutenant, U.S. Marine Corps, Pacific Theater, World War II. In honor of John Duffy, Navy, thank you for your service, John, a World War II veteran, U.S. Navy. In honor of Dustin Martins, in honor of all the families, veterans, past and present, we salute you and all love you the same. In honor of Arthur Durkin, Air Force, thank you for your service, Art, U.S. Army. Fabio Falomi, Army, U.S. Army. In honor of Patricia Ferrara, healthcare worker, thank you for your service during COVID-19 and all those other healthcare workers. In honor of Frank Fox, Army, thank you for your service during the Korean War. In honor of Michael Fox Jr., Navy, thank you for your service. In honor of Jillian Foley, Army, a great veteran of the United States Army, the best sister and most loving mom of 3 young girls. Thank you for your service. In honor of Kurt Fralla, Army. In honor of Ellen Furneaux, Army. Thank you for your service. In honor of Lauren Gallant, healthcare worker. Thank you for your service, Lauren, as a frontline ICU nurse at Boston Medical. In honor of Julian Gallant, healthcare worker. Thank you for your service, Julie, as a frontline ICU nurse at Vanderbilt University Medical Center during COVID-19. In honor of Gaffney soldiers, for all the Gaffney soldiers for their sacrifices.
The next person I would like to call on joined the United States Navy in 1995 and for the next 16 years served as a chaplain, ministering to sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen and their families around the world. One of his assignments was in Fallujah, Iraq in 2006 with the 5th Marine Regiment. He has been quoted as saying, "It was the most rewarding part of being a naval chaplain, ministering to the suffering, the wounded, being there when Marines died, and able to console their families and the ones who survived." He also served in Japan and Italy and aboard the USS George Washington and USS Blue Ridge. For a reflection on the topic One Nation Under God, which is a program of exchange clubs nationally, I'd like to introduce Reverend Kevin Deely, pastor of St. Michael Parish in North Andover and a veteran of the United States Navy.
The past few months have been very difficult as together we have faced this pandemic, which has caused many changes in our way of life. There have been cancellations of live events, and there's been a great increase in virtual events like this one. I admire, though, the creativity of so many people who always find a way to celebrate something that is special or important to them. One example is this opportunity in this community to celebrate Flag Day. In another city, south of here, they always have a very large parade to commemorate Flag Day. Well, obviously this year they couldn't do that. What they did come up with, though, was a car parade on a main thoroughfare in town where 2 fire trucks supported the flag of our country draped across the road, with the opportunity for cars to pass underneath it and salute it. It was quite a creative endeavor, and there were a lot of participants. And most of those attending were from, I guess, the older generation, which we know is a very patriotic group. It's a very different generation that one comes in contact with when you serve in different branches of the America's military services. I myself served as a chaplain in the United States Navy. The largest group of people who serve are usually between the ages of 18 and 25. When you speak with the newest recruits, you don't always hear them say that the main reason they joined was because they wanted to serve their country. There are many and varied reasons that they volunteer to serve. Yet, as they train, they truly begin to understand that this is much more than a job, because they understand that in their service, they may be called upon to make the ultimate sacrifice, as so many before us did in the service of our country. So their patriotism is a little different. It may not be in knowing the traditions, rather it's the lived experience of wearing the uniform of our country, which involves sacrifice and the total dedication of one's life for a particular period of time. And it is an inspiring thing to behold. As a religious leader, I entered the service of the United States as a chaplain, specifically to serve the men and women of the Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard personnel. I'll tell you, it was one of the best decisions I made in my life. We are truly blessed with the quality of those who serve our country today. We have great young people in uniform. And the role of the chaplain is to care for them spiritually, to help them to exercise their rights as citizens for the free exercise of their religion. Along these lines, it is interesting to me that the Pledge of Allegiance explicitly mentions God. That phrase, under God, was added by the Congress of the United States in 1954. For many, that was always the understanding. But in 1954 and thereafter, we pledge allegiance to our country, invoking the protection of God for our freedoms. In this same vein, that is why the military services have always had chaplains, to provide the opportunity for those who wish to practice their faith. As you think about it, it makes sense. Here in this community, one has the opportunity to practice your faith in many different religious communities. In the service, you're often part of operations that take you a great distance from any community of faith. And chaplains provide that. Although I am a Roman Catholic and can provide for other Catholics, as a chaplain, my responsibility was to be able to facilitate the opportunity for other religious groups to gather for prayers and services. In the Navy, that is accomplished by way of lay leaders who are approved by their religious denomination and trained to lead services for their denomination. The chaplain is also called upon to care for all, which means to provide pastoral care to anyone, regardless of religious affiliation or no affiliation at all. For those who serve our country, their spiritual needs are really important. In the Navy, it's the commanding officer's responsibility to care for these needs along with everything else. The commanding officer has a command religious program, and the chaplain assigned is tasked with helping him or her to accomplish that. Our government and our military services recognize the role of God in all of our lives. The need is addressed, and the goal is to provide for people of all faiths. It is truly a wonderful thing that our nation upholds the opportunity for those who serve to pray and worship God in the manner that they are accustomed to back home. It is sufficient, though, to let you know that from one religious leader that is the case. That is what makes the United States a special place. That is what the flag of our country reminds me of when I see it waving. Freedom, justice, and peace. Thank you. And thank you to the members of the Exchange Club for organizing this special day.
In honor of Norman Paul Gagnon, U.S. Navy, thank you for being a soldier in the Navy. In honor of Albert Gervais, United States Army, served in the U.S. Army, he was stationed at Fort Benning in Columbus, Georgia. In honor of Stephen W. Grasso, U.S. Army, Purple Heart recipient, served in Afghanistan. In honor of Garrett Gregory, United States Marines, we are so proud of you. Thank you for your service to our nation. Semper Fi, Maura, Roger, Elizabeth, and Matthew Boucher. In honor of Garrett Gregory, again the same, United States Marines, we are proud of you. In honor of Allison Page Hawks, never flinches from adversity, never shrinks in the face of an enemy, never fails to make friends of everyone. In honor of Kristen Margaret Hawks, the mother who has never surrendered to anyone or anything, resolute, loving and strong for everyone around her. In honor of our heroes, to all who served but were forgotten over time, you are still in our thoughts with gratitude, as we do remember. In honor of Henry Himber, who grew up in North Andover, Massachusetts. In honor of the Hoyt and Gregory veterans, dedicated to the veterans of the Hoyt and Gregory families for their service in World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, United States Army and Marines. In honor of Michael S. Holleran, Police Department, proudly served the state of Massachusetts State Police, dedicated paramedic. In honor of Mark D. Horgan, Police Department, proudly served the state of Massachusetts and the Massachusetts State Police. In honor of Paul Hutchins, United States Army, a man that has given so much to his family, friends, and town, always ready with a kind word and a helping hand, truly one of the best. Thank you, Paul. In honor of George A. Hutchins, United States Army, World War II, present at the invasion of Normandy. In honor of Sergeant Jesse Jackson, United States Marines, one of the original Montford Point Marines, first African-American Marines in World War II, Pacific Theater service, 99 years young. In honor of Tim Keenan and Andrew Marshall, United States Army, thank you for your service, past and present. In honor of Osmond Oldfield Keever, Jr., an Army nurse, your kind and joyful spirit lives on. Thanks for your service. I love you. In honor of Ken Klonowski. In honor of Paul L. Lavoie, United States Army, Vietnam veteran. In honor of Christopher Lathrop, United States Army. Sergeant Christopher Lathrop joined the Army after 9/11 and served at the U.S. Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School, supporting the Special Operations community. In honor of Richard C. LaFond. In honor of Kyle R. Lebrecht, a healthcare worker, serving as a caring and dedicated paramedic for Lawrence General Hospital. In honor of John M. Lannon, Fire Department, proudly served the city of Lawrence. In honor of the Lavoie family, healthcare workers, honoring a family of nurses and medical staff, we dedicate this flag to the Lavoie family, Laura, Joan, Judy, Carol, and Sharon. In honor of the LaFlamme family, United States Marines, in loving memory of all who served at home and far away. In honor of Nathaniel Lee, United States Army, a sincere thank you for your dedication and service to our country. In honor of James A. LeDuc, Police Department, proudly serving the state of Massachusetts and the Mass State Police, and his country in the United States Army. In honor of Joseph LeBlanc, United States Army, a true patriot, we appreciate your dedicated service to our country and our community. North Andover is lucky to have you. In honor of Joseph E. LeBlanc, United States Army, your service and your commitment to our country makes us extremely proud of you. In honor of Mark J. Lupica, United States Navy, thank you for service in the Navy, 1983 to 1989, serving on the USS Puget Sound, USS Belknap, USS Trippi, and USS Edson. In honor of Corporal Julio Lopez, United States Army, a heavy transport driver, 14th Army, Burma Campaign, World War II, 99 years young. In honor of Roland Maley, United States Navy. In honor of Gunnery Sergeant Robert Ian Mannion, United States Marines, we wanted you to be included in the Field of Honor. In honor of Leo A. Martin, proudly serving as the father of 5. In honor of James W. Martin, Police Department, proudly serving the state of Massachusetts and the Massachusetts State Police. In honor of Edward James McDonald, United States Marines, for just being my dad and the boys' papa. Special love to Nancy, who will be forever missed. Love, Marilyn, Mark, Jesse, and Cliff. In honor of James George and Michael Maloof, United States Army. The Maloof brothers each served their country in branches of the U.S. Army. George served as a tank mechanic. Michael, a Purple Heart veteran of Utah Beach and Bastogne. James, a POW in the Pacific Theater who survived Bataan. In honor of Dennis Mannion, United States Marines, thanks for your service. We love you. In honor of Private First Class Zachary L. Martino, United States Army, Infantry 10th Mountain Division, currently deployed to Afghanistan, North Andover High School, class of 2016. We are so proud. Thank you for your service. In honor of Cornelius F. McCarthy, United States Army, Major McCarthy retired from the U.S. Army in 1960, having served in World War II and in the Korean War. He lived a life of honor and commitment to justice. In honor of Tom McCarthy, U.S. Marines, thank you for your service. In honor of Michael J. McGuire, Police Department, proudly served the city of Salem, New Hampshire. In honor of Joseph G. Medelow, Army, he served in the U.S. Army proudly and honorably. He was a good man, a husband, a father, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, and a friend. Loved and missed by all. We're proud of you, Dad. We love you and all you did for our family. You are forever in our hearts. In honor of David R. Muse, United States Army, disabled war veteran, 4th Infantry Division in Iraq. Bless the disabled veteran who stood proud, who fought for peace, freedom, family, country, and you. They paid our debt, in our hearts shall they remain. In honor of Armin Michaud, so proud of all you do to keep us safe. In honor of David M. Michaud, so proud of all you do to keep us safe. In honor of Thomas R. Mitro, United States Army. Thomas Mitro served as a sergeant during the Vietnam War from 1966 to 1968. He enlisted voluntarily and was stationed as well in Munich, Germany, where he secured nuclear weapons arsenals. In honor of Edward J. Morgan, United States Army, Vietnam veteran, I'm very proud of you and of your beautiful family. I love you. In honor of Jake Monroe, thank you for serving our country. We are proud of you and love you. In honor of Michael P. Murphy, Police Department, proudly serving the state of Massachusetts, Massachusetts State Police.
The 13th fold is about the symbolism and the folding of our flag. Members of the Boy Scouts of America will offer a demonstration. They are Finn Donnelly of Troop 87, Marie Hurst, Troop 87 Girls, and Pierce Rowe, Troop 82.
Folding the American flag into a triangle gives unique honor and respect to the flag. Have you ever wondered what each of the 13 folds represents? Today we will explain what each of the folds means. The first fold is a symbol of life. The second fold is for our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing rank who gave a portion of his or her life for the defense of our country to obtain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold stands for our weaker nature. As American citizens trusting in God, it's to Him we turn to in times of peace as well as war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to America. In the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is where our hearts lie. It's with our flag that we pledge allegiance to the flag and the republic it stands for. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is the armed forces that protect our country and the flag against enemies, whether they be domestic or foreign. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day, and to honor our mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood, for it is their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of the men and women who have made this country great have been molded. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for He has given His sons and daughters for the defense of our country since they were first born. The 11th fold, in the eyes of the Hebrew citizen, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies in their eyes God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Ghost. When the flag is completely folded, which some consider the 13th fold, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God We Trust."
In honor of the North Andover Fire Department, thank you for your service during this pandemic and putting others first. Stay safe. In honor of Bill Ness, Navy. In honor of Judah and Bram Nissen, United States Navy, fly it proudly. In honor of Michelle Nuccio, healthcare worker, thank you for working on the front lines during the COVID-19 pandemic, and you all do, always. In honor of Dennis O'Brien, the police department, proudly served the city of Salem, New Hampshire as a captain. Ancient and Honorable Artillery Company, retired. In honor of Michael O'Neill, U.S. Army, Vietnam veteran 1966 to 68, proudly served. My second American hero, Barbara and Pepper. In honor of Jose and Claudia Osa, healthcare workers, dedicated physicians who work without fail in hospitals throughout the pandemic. In honor of our service dogs, this is on behalf of man's best friends who have died bravely to help us maintain our freedom. Thank you for your service. Our family members, thank you to the members of the families and friends that have served our country. In honor of Katie LaBeouf Parker, we are so proud of you. In honor of Serena Panzavoy, United States Navy. In honor of Lawrence Palmisano, United States Army, proudly serving as the father of 5. In honor of Neil Patnode, U.S. Army, for all you do, Army during the Korean conflict. In honor of Russell Pear. In honor of Eric Peterson, U.S. Navy SEALs, thank you for your service. United States Navy 1980 to 2004. Proud member of SEAL Team 8, you deserve a flag. In honor of Sean Powers, United States Marines, we are very proud Marine parents. Thank you for all you do. Love, Mom and Dad. In honor of James Primer, United States Navy, thank you for your service. In honor of George Raymond, U.S. Navy, machinist mate 3rd class, World War II, USS Salamone, fleet tanker, served with honor. In honor of Edward Rubito, U.S. Army, Vietnam veteran, we love you. Love Nolan, Lennon, Brooke, Julia, and Tate. In honor of Donald Ritalik, United States Marines, United States Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis, God, Country, and Corps. In honor of Tyler Ritalik, U.S. Air Force, Active Duty, United States Air Force, Aim High. In honor of Lynn Morgan Reisacker, healthcare worker. Lynn Morgan Reisacker is a registered nurse at Lawrence General Hospital caring for patients during COVID-19. She is an incredible human being. Her compassion for others is commendable. In honor of Michael Reisacker, Fire Department. Michael Reisacker is a member of the North Andover Fire Department. He is a dedicated firefighter on the front line helping others. Mike is a true hero. In honor of Jack Reisacker, U.S. Army. Thank you for your service during the Korean War. In honor of Arthur Roberts, U.S. Navy. U.S. Navy 1963 to 1969. Happy Father's Day, Dad. In honor of Chris Roy, U.S. Army. United States Army, 10th Mountain Division. In honor of Shane Ryan, U.S. Navy. Thank you so much for serving our great country. Your family and friends are so proud of you. In honor of John A. Schrader, U.S. Navy. Navy Lieutenant Dental Camp, Lejeune, 1972 to 1974. So proud of your service. Love, Linda. In honor of Bianca Silvero, healthcare worker, serving as a caring and dedicated nurse, MGH. In honor of Stanley Souza, U.S. Navy, in honor of his service to our country in the Korean War, 1952 to 1953. In honor of Frederick Spicer Sr., U.S. Air Force, our great papa. In honor of Charlie Sullivan, U.S. Army, a proud Vietnam veteran. In honor of John Sullivan, U.S. Army. John was a proud member of the 101st Airborne, Special Forces in Vietnam, loving father and family man. He is missed by all that knew him. In honor of Grant Schwartz, U.S. Navy. Grant, we are very proud to call you our son. Keep striving for excellence in your service to our country. Go Navy pilots. Albert Sykes and Timothy Egan. In honor of Henry Talworth, Air Force. Air Force 1972 to 1974, Charleston Air Force Base, Dental, South Carolina. So proud of your service. Love, Linda and John. In honor of Heather Takesian, U.S. Army nurse, United States Army nurse and medic. In honor of Lieutenant Colonel John Thompson, U.S. Army, in honor of your service to our country. In honor of Francis Toner IV, U.S. Navy, you have served your country well. Rest in peace and know you are missed dearly and loved. In honor of Harold Skip Tromley, U.S. Navy, Dad, you set the bar high. We are so proud of you and love you. Love your crew. In honor of Bob Tuna Turner, U.S. Army, Army Infantry, Vietnam, 1967 to 1968, Tet Offensive, 3 Purple Hearts, Bronze Star for Valor, North Andover and Lawrence Fire Department, 28 years. Thank you for your service. In honor of Francisco Urena, U.S. Marines, United States Marines, a devoted man to his country, family, community, and friends, a man of integrity and honor. Proud son of Lawrence, we are forever grateful for your service. In honor of Vietnam veterans of Pelham, New Hampshire. In honor of Mark Wolfgang, Fire Department. In honor of our uncle, Captain Mark Wolfgang, Revere Fire Department. Love, Murphy, and Donovan. In honor of Earl Zeibeld Sr., U.S. Army. We love you, Papa.
There is a beautiful poem that is so fitting for this occasion. It is called My Name is Old Glory. And today it is presented by Mr. Al Teresi, the senior member of our Exchange Club.
I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop of the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutes of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident, I am arrogant, I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my color a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshiped. I am saluted. I am respected. I am revered. I am loved. And I'm feared. I have fought every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, the deserts of Africa, the cane fields of the Philippines, the rice paddles and jungles of Guam, Okinawa, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and a score of places long forgotten, but all those who were with me. I was there. I led my soldiers. I followed them. I watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill in Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired, but my soldiers cheered me, and I was proud. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that I have helped to free. It does not hurt, for I am invincible. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my country, and it is by those with whom I have served in battle. It hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the bonds of earth and stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space from my vantage point from the moon. I have been a silent witness to all of America's finest hours, but my finest hours comes when I am torn into stripes to be used for bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle, when I fly at half-mast to honor my soldiers, and when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother at the graveside of her fallen son. I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Dear God, long may I wave.
In memory of Bruce Allen, Fire Department. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid, oh, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. In memory of Harvey Ames and Harvey Ames Jr., United States Army. Harvey Ames Sr. was World War I, Harvey Ames Jr. in World War II. In memory of Robert Bach, United States Army. Thank you for your service, Dad. In memory of Carl Biermunder, United States Army, Vietnam War, loving husband, father, and grandfather, forever in our hearts. In memory of Warren W. Berto, United States Army, World War II veteran. Happy birthday, we love and miss you. Love Tracy, Susan, Ken, John, and Erin. In memory of Lisa C. Blinn. We miss you, Lisa, and thank you for your beautiful life and spirit every day. God bless you, we love you. In memory of Ernest Blaine, United States Navy, served our country during World War II. In memory of Joseph P. Bolus, Fire Department, World War II Navy veteran, Lawrence Fire Department Lieutenant. And that is repeated. In memory of Joseph P. Bolus. In memory of Francis X. Bodenrader, Sr., United States Air Force, to the father I never met, but who, through family, I am able to know and love. Thank you for your love and sacrifice, your loving daughter, Donna. In memory of James W. Boudreau, Sr., United States Air Force. Navy cadet during high school. Following graduation, enlisted into the United States Air Force during the Korean conflict. Jim was an airplane mechanic for the Air Force, and he earned a rank of a staff sergeant. Was honorably discharged in April 1956. In memory of Henry J. Brooks, United States Navy. U.S. Navy, proud gunner, served with honor. In memory of David Bricado, United States Navy. Served in the Korean conflict, 1951 to 1955. In memory of David I. Bricado, United States Navy. Served in the Korean War, served with honor, including 2 years on the United States ship Quincy Loving. Husband, father, poppy, and friend, passed away February 3rd, 2019. In memory of Grover E. Brown, Vietnam veteran, United States Army. We are proud of your honorable service to our country. We love you and miss you, your children and grandchildren. In memory of Robert H. Burkhart, United States Army. United States Army Second Lieutenant, born March 18, 1917, died August 5, 1988. Beloved husband, father, and grandfather. In memory of Pasquale De Giulio, United States Army, 33rd Infantry, Company D, Tech 5, born June 6, 1927, died December 16, 2015. Beloved husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. In memory of John L. Burke, served with the Exchange Club. Father and husband, we thank God for your guidance, faith, morality, integrity, and leadership, and for our good fortune to have you and Mom as parents. Forever, Mom, Timmy, and family. In memory of Michael J. Byron, United States Army. In memory of Joan Kavanaugh, we miss you every day. In memory of John Campbell, United States Navy. In memory of Anthony Carboni, United States Army, World War II, June 8, 1923 to July 6, 2015. With love and honor, we salute you. Donald L. Champion, United States Air Force, Korean conflict, 1952. In memory of Chelsea Soldiers Home veterans and Navy SEALs. They served our country honorably and with distinction in all wars in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines. We will miss them. Thanks to them and their families. God bless America. A proud American Legion Auxiliary volunteer. In memory of Peter J. Chiraldi, United States Navy. One great person, national hero and family hero who is dearly missed every day. We'll never forget what you have done for us. In memory of Walter J. Coleman, United States Navy. Yeoman Second Class, USS Duchess, World War II. In memory of Arthur Copley, United States Army. Thank you for your service. We miss you. In memory of Master Sergeant Dennis James Cooney, United States Army. From Torch, 1942 to Berlin, 1945. In memory of SGM, John Dick Crane, United States Army. In loving memory of North Andover's finest. Love Rob, Danielle, Logan, and Ian. In memory of Dennis Currier, United States Marines, 28 years of service with North Andover Fire Department. In memory of Reverend Alexander S. Daly, United States Navy. Navy 4 years, 1961 to 1965. Admiral's Aide, Rome. Navy Reserve Chaplain, served many years as chaplain at the North Andover Memorial Day service. So proud of all you gave, Randy. The Schrader family. In memory of Phyllis V. Davies, loving wife, miss you, love you, James. In memory of J. Michael Davis, United States Navy. Thank you for your service to our town and to our country. We love and miss you so much. In memory of Gregory V. DeBrocki, United States Army, and the Exchange Club. Captain, U.S. Army, 2 Bronze Stars for Valor, Vietnam. Great Exchangeite, past club president, lifetime member of the DAV, Queen City Chapter 2, Lawrence. A laugh that could make your day. In memory of John DeGiulio, United States Air Force, SRA 5, born December 11th, 1962, died July 2nd, 2017. Beloved brother, father, and grandfather. In memory of Efren Diaz, Sr., United States Army, 101st Engineer Battalion. In memory of William F. Dorr and Joseph Scandor, United States Army. In memory of Francis J. Doherty, United States Army, Captain in the Artillery, lovingly and sadly missed by family and friends. In memory of Corporal John P. S. Doherty, United States Army, World War I, 1918. In memory of Vincent Gerard Dougherty, United States Marines, with love and gratitude and honor and memory of Daddy, Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps, World War II, Pacific Theater. In memory of Joseph Patrick Donnelly, United States Marines, beloved father and grandfather. In memory of Thomas P. Driscoll, United States Marines, Korean War veteran, you are missed every day. In memory of Earl Durham, United States Army. In memory of Richard H. Doobie, dedicated to Richard H. Doobie by his family, he was one fine Marine. In memory of George F. Eaton, United States Army Air Corps. In memory of Donald E. Farrow, United States Army Korean War, Specialist First Class, 7th Infantry, 1952 to 1953.
The next individual is also a member of our Exchange Club and Poet Laureate for the town of North Andover. He has written a poem just for this occasion that you will both hear and see. I give you Michael Souza.
Field of Honor. Forever in a field they wave, in rows and columns true, each soldier's memory proudly etched, loyalty dressed, red, white, and blue. Deeds of honor recognized of times not long ago, field of flags wave proudly, history written in hearts aglow. Offer silent reverence, quiet prayer, noble servants rightly praised, on through time past forever grateful, remembered with flags unfurled and raised. In memory of Arthur Fishman and Kenneth Applegate, thank you to all of those who have served our country. In memory of George Floyd, peace, love, and justice, may he rest in peace. In memory of Brigadier General John L. Fox, Army, U.S. Army 5th Major Port Company, World War II, Antwerp, 1944 to 1946, never forgotten. In memory of Richard Fortier, Air Force. In loving memory of Richard E. Fortier, Korean War, love and miss you, Dad. In memory of Donald Foss, Army, a dedicated husband, father, and grandfather, truly missed by all of his family and friends. We love you. In memory of Fertitta family. In memory, Antonio and Virginia. In memory of Kenneth A. Freight, Navy, veteran of the United States Navy 1958 to 1962, served on USS Valley Forge. Love your children, Doug and Beth. In memory of Al Frazier, U.S. Navy, World War II veteran, and much loved Dad and Gramp. In memory of Sean R. Gallagher, Marines, 10 flags were dedicated in memory of Sean Gallagher, honoring a son of North Andover who fell victim to the terrorist bombing of the Marine barracks in Beirut, Lebanon on October 23, 1983. May his actions always be honored and may we forever appreciate the sacrifice he made for our freedom. Semper Fi. In memory of Joseph A. Gelsomini, Air Force. In memory of my dad, Korean War veteran, United States Air Force. In memory of Daniel F. Glynn Sr., 42 years on the North Andover Fire Department for years of dedication. In memory of Richard F. Gorham, Navy. In memory of Giovanni Brigida Casio, miss you always. In memory of Eleanor Godbout, Army. In memory of Richard St. Clair Green, Jr., United States Navy, a signalman on the USS Pine Island servicing planes engaged in air-sea rescue in the South Pacific, 1945 to 1946. A gentle, devout man, greatly loved by his family. We are glad to be able to honor his patriotism in this way. Son Richard St. Clair Green III and daughter Harriet Green Osgood. In memory of Raleigh W. Haar, Navy. In memory of my grandfather, proud veteran of the U.S. Navy, 1917 to 1945. In memory of Joseph R. Hallgren, Navy, United States Navy pilot. In memory of all the forgotten heroes, all the forgotten servicemen who made the ultimate sacrifice to their country, may God bless you all. In memory of Lenley Henshaw, Army, from your loving family, the Henshaws. In memory of William C. Hogue, Army, World War II, Battle of the Bulge, 2 Purple Hearts, POW, his legs were saved. In memory of Levi Bartholomew Holland, Army, remembering the best husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather ever. Dad, I love, honor, and miss you. If I didn't know how much God loved me already, I'd have to know by the father he chose for me. In memory of Leon K. Huttig, Army. In memory of Joseph L. Iannazzi, Navy, World War II veteran, U.S. Navy. In memory of John Paul Jacobs, Marine, Vietnam, 1968, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines, H&S Company. In memory of Robert A. Kingsley, Army, Corporal, United States Army Air Corps, World War II. In memory of Michael S. Condell, Army, we love you and thank you, Dad, for your service in Vietnam, a Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient. In memory of John W. Conners, Masons. In memory of Gilbert Crovette. In memory of Private Renee Lavallee, Army. Thank you for your service, Dad. United States Air Forces, World War II. In memory of Leo Lamontagne, Army. Leo Lamontagne, 1929 to 1961, of Lawrence. Served in the U.S. Army as a private. During the Korean War, he taught skiing to his fellow troops in the French Alps. In memory of Captain Albert M. Lawler, Navy. Honored and missed by family and friends. In memory of John F. Lawrence, Police Department, proudly served the state of Massachusetts. In memory of Jean Lavallee, Navy, in memory of my dad, who was in the Navy. In memory of Betty and Ed LaFlame, you raised us and taught us the right ways. Rest in peace. In memory of Sergeant Charles Lewis, Army, 2 Purple Hearts, Bronze Star with Valor, multiple deployments with Army and Navy. In memory of William H. Mahan, Army. In memory of my dad, William Mahan, World War II veteran and Lawrence firefighter. In memory of Robert A. Marconi, you are so missed. Your daughter-in-laws and grandchildren would have loved to meet you. Love forever, Linda. In memory of Ginny Mathias, also the best. In memory of Lieutenant Frank J. Mathias, the best there is. In memory of Corporal John G. Mansfield, Marines, love Allie, Chris, Ryan, and Jason. In memory of Harry McElroy, Army. In memory of John M. McGuire.
Another program of exchange clubs nationally is entitled Proudly We Hail. This is an award that we present to individuals and companies that continually and proudly display our nation's colors. To present this year's awards, I give you Sean Devan, immediate past president of the Exchange Club of Lawrence and the Andovers.
Perhaps no symbol better signifies our nation's greatness than our American flag, the Stars and Stripes. In addition to our Field of Honor, we offer the Proudly We Hail Award for individuals and businesses who fly the American flag continually and correctly. The award recognizes strong examples of properly displayed flags at homes, government properties, schools, and businesses during the year. This year, we will award individuals and companies from all of the 3 communities we serve. The Exchange Club of Lawrence and the Andovers is proud to present this year's Proudly We Hail Award to Vincent F. Spirito of Lawrence, the Daher family and Commonwealth Motors in Lawrence, Michael and Barbara Lenahan of North Andover, Samuel Amin and Sam's Mobile in Andover and North Andover, the DeLuca family and Woodworth Motors in Andover. With our gratitude, the recipients will receive a plaque to commemorate their public display of the American flag.
In memory of Terrence J. McGuire, Army, U.S. Army, 1952 to 1954. In memory of McCarthy's Monahan, Air Force, thanks to our fathers for their brave service in Europe during World War II. In memory of Dr. Richard McGovern, Army. Dr. Richard McGovern, 1914 to 2015, served as a captain in the U.S. Army Medical Corps during World War II in the Pacific Islands and Japan. In memory of John and Jean McNamara, Navy. In memory of Thomas T.J. McAvoy, Police Department, North Andover, Massachusetts. In memory of Charles McCubbin, Marines. In memory of Charles from North Andover Police Department and 30 years in the United States Marine Corps, including World War II. In memory of Gaetano Tony Modolo, Navy, United States Navy Chief Petty Officer. In memory of Norman J. Michaud, Army. In memory of F. Paul Morrison, Navy. World's best dad, thank you, we love you, family and friends. In memory of George Myers, Army. Miss you every day. Thank you for your service. In memory of Anthony Napoli, Navy, USS Arkansas, World War II, Normandy. In memory of Gerald Jerry Nault, Green Beret, U.S. Army, served in many conflicts and always upheld his oath to his country, the Godfather. In memory of Private First Class Evan W. O'Neill, Army. KIA in Shkin, Afghanistan, 9/20/03. A true American hero. Love, Mom and Dad. In memory of John D. Ord, Navy. In memory of Peter V. O'Sullivan, Army. My dad served in the Army during World War II. In memory of our fallen heroes. Thank you to our veterans and all who continue to serve from the Daily Dose Cafe. In memory of Chester M. Pollock. In memory of our father, Love, Michael, and Deborah. In memory of John A. Pepp, Army. In memory of Stanley Pelzar, Army. In memory of John Petty, Navy, World War II veteran. In memory of Samuel S. Pollard, Army, World War II veteran and Purple Heart recipient. In memory of Wesley Primer, Navy. Thank you for your service, Dad. In memory of John Ratka, Navy. In memory of a dear friend and servant of this country, John served 27 years in the Navy and was Command Master Chief, leading many crews on submarine deployments. As director of the Veterans Outreach in Haverhill, he helped hundreds in the area. Also known as Uncle Cobb, chief of the boat, John is surely missed by many. In memory of Thomas Rosebach. In memory of Sidney Shire Rosenberg, Navy. Love, Neil and Dana. In memory of John B. Seitz. Dad, no Flag Day was your favorite holiday. In memory of Staff Sergeant Roland Senecal, Army, United States Army, World War II, Panama Canal Zone. In memory of Joseph Sergi, Nunzio Sergi, and Leo Kenny, Army, my three uncles, members of the greatest generation, World War II and Korean War veterans all. Leo Kenny received the Purple Heart. Thank you for your service, Teresa Nolan. In memory of William Shanahan, Army, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army Intelligence, Vietnam. Born November 27, 1949, died February 2nd, 2015. Beloved husband, father, grandfather. In memory of Daniel E. Shea, Navy, hospitalman second class, World War II, 1942 to 1945. In memory of Joseph M. Shank, Air Force. He served our country and he served the community through his selfless acts. In memory of John J. Shea, Army. In memory of your patriotism, service, and love for your country, community, and family. In memory of Fred Sigillo. In memory of my dad, who served in the Belgium Resistance Force during World War II. He also was a dedicated serviceman of the National Guard. In memory of Donald F. Smith, Army. In memory of Howard C.K. Spears, Navy. In memory of Clifton G. Stone III, Army, Vietnam veteran, 1st Cavalry, Bronze Star recipient, proud member of the North Andover VFW Post 2104, beloved husband, father, and grandfather. In memory of David Dinny Sullivan, Army, served our country during World War II. In memory of William F. Sullivan, Army. In memory of those who served, our fallen heroes, who made the ultimate sacrifice so this flag could fly. Thank you to our veterans and all who continue to serve from the Daily Dose Cafe. In memory of those who served, Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. A quote from Winston Churchill. In memory of Harry R. Trout, Jr., Navy, your heroism and fortitude radiates on all of us. We miss you and love you. In memory of Leo F. Turner, Navy, in loving memory of my dad, U.S. Navy, U.S. Deputy Marshal, FPS, GSA, a wonderful man dedicated to his family and country, 8/22/1928 to 2/12/2013. In memory of Roger A. Toomey, Air Force, Sergeant in the United States Air Force from 1950 to 1954 during the Korean conflict. He was elected as a counselor at large on the Lawrence City Council and served for 8 years. In memory of Roger Val Valancourt, Army, Corporal in the U.S. Army Air Corps, World War II, lovingly and sadly missed by family and friends. In memory of Larry Vaughn, Marines, he served his family and his country proudly. In memory of Peter G. Voisin, Army, U.S. Army veteran. In memory of Rene V. Voisin, U.S. Army veteran. In memory of Joseph Winning, my husband, always remembered by Gail. In memory of Charles A. Wilson, Sr., Army. After losing my father in World War II, I was lucky enough to have a second father who raised me as his own and who will always be my dad. I miss you and I love you. Your loving daughter, Donna. In memory of Lieutenant Colonel Michael P. Winters, Air Force. I am so blessed to have grown up with my big brother as my hero. Love you always. In memory of William J. Young, Navy. Our dad served in the Navy during World War II on a tender ship in the Philippines. He loved his family, watching sports, playing golf, crossword puzzles, online games, and the beach. In memory of Charles Sullivan from the fire department, beloved uncle and godfather, retired from the Fire Department of New York, Broome Street House. A reminder that the names that we have read are those dedications that we received at the time of this recording. The names of all individuals for whom a flag was dedicated will be listed in an upcoming edition of the Sunday Eagle Tribune. It will also be on our website, Exchange Club of Lawrence and the Andovers.org. You can also access that website through xcflags.com. To say thank you and to offer some closing comments, here is Armin Bonanno, President of the Exchange Club of Lawrence and the Andovers.
A few thank yous. First, a thank you to the North Andover Board of Selectmen for their enthusiastic approval of the project, and to the North Andover Department of Public Works, Fire Department, and Police Department for their assistance this year and also last year. Thank you to our major sponsors, the Eagle Tribune, Jackson Lumber and Millwork, Enterprise Bank, and the Hedera for Heroes. Also our other sponsors that include FH Can, Northmark Bank, MTM Insurance, Shire's Lobster Pound, the North Andover Historical Society, and Marceau Construction. There's also members of the Exchange that I need to thank, including Rick Blaine, the chairman of this event, and the many other Exchange-ites that have helped with the sponsorship, the setting up of the field, and also being present here to organize and take orders. A special thank you to the Boy Scout Troop 87 of North Andover, Troop 87 of Groveland, Troop 50 of Georgetown, who helped us this past Saturday in putting up the flags. And Another thank you to the North Andover Historical Society for providing facilities where we were able to assemble and store the 500 flags before they were put out on display. And lastly, not a thank you, but a request. The Exchange Club is a great organization, a civic organization that is involved in many community events and activities. But without membership, there's limits as to what we can achieve. And especially in these challenging times, it becomes very much important that we have good members and that we help our community. So if you are interested, please visit our website and we would be happy to explain other things that we do. Thank you.
To conclude today's program and to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in serving our country, Mark Sampson will now offer taps.